So I'm just here to remind you that a Skelly can take notes, so can you. I'm not going to lie that a little bit of what we're doing here lately is a little repetitious, but I want you guys to think of it under the guises of um, when we started this unit of chemistry of life, we started with the building blocks of the small units, and now I want you to think of the bigger unit of the macromolecule. So in case you're getting a little frustrated of like, didn't we look at this? Yes and no. So stay with me, okay? So I don't want you to feel like we're doing the same thing over and over. We are a little bit, but again, I want you to throw that other layer of, okay, we looked at the building blocks. Now let's see what happens when we put everything together. So with these little videos here, I'm going to spell out the pieces for you again, but I want you to try to infer some of this as well. Okay. So when we think about DNA and RNA, I want to show you again what they have in common. And I want to show a lot of this stuff side by side because I think it'll be a lot easier then to see what the big polymer of DNA has in common with RNA, and then what the two big polymers, where they diverge. Okay. So what they have in common, they have phosphate. They both have a 5-carbon sugar, and notice I chose my words very carefully. They have nitrogenous bases, and notice I chose my words very carefully again. They're made of a helix or helices, and the direction that they're put together. So let's start taking a look at a little bit of this stuff. So there's phosphate, and I'm going to get out of this window again just so you can't, this isn't all blocked back up, and I'll go back into present mode in a second. Those of you who are taking AP chemistry with me at the same time will realize that's a very odd structure. And if you took chemistry with me last year, like, wait a minute, I didn't think you could be bonded to more than or bound more than 4 times. You can. For AP Bio, we don't need to worry about that. That's great. And for those of you taking AP Chem with me, we'll go that next step. But what I want you to notice is that's phosphate and 1, 2, 3 minuses. So definitely very negative and very polar. There we go. Okay. Next up, and I gotta do it again. I'm sorry, guys. So here's your 5-carbon sugar, here's deoxyribose, and here's ribose. And the important thing to notice here is that they're almost the same thing. Here's ribose, here's an OH group, and here's deoxyribose where it's replaced with an H. So DNA uses this sugar, RNA uses that sugar. I've never gotten to play with ribose or deoxyribose in a little canister, but they're going to function very, very, very similarly. Okay. All right. Let me see if I can use, no, can't use the blow up mode. I got smart. Okay. So here are your bases. I just want to have you stare for a second. Adenine, adenine, guanine, guanine, cytosine, cytosine, thymine, uracil. So you'll notice that your purines are in this column. Oh, purines, 2 rings. I don't know of a good way to remember that, and I don't think you're going to have to memorize that. Your pyrimidines, oh, those are 1 rings. Pi 1, pure 2, pu, I don't know, guys. But notice that the only way that DNA and RNA differ to the T and the U. They've got 3 of the 4 the same. How did things evolve that way? I don't know. But you do need to know that they've got 3 of the 4 same bases. I get rid of that. And what we're going to do then is we will start here with the base pairings, and I want you to kind of infer what they're looking at here.